Everyone needs that one fail-proof recipe for the best chocolate chip cookies. Textured on the outside and soft and gooey on the inside. These are everything a chocolate chip cookie should be. So make plenty as they're sure to be a hit.
We're gonna start off by melting 3/4 of a cup or 170 grams of butter into a saucepan. And although most recipes call for creaming softened butter with the sugars, Chewy chocolate chips require melted butter. And since we're not creaming it, you won't need a mixer for this recipe. After it's melted, set it aside to cool at room temperature. In a large bowl, add in 160 grams or 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, 80 grams or 1 cup of white sugar, and a pinch of salt, and whisk to combine. We use the brown sugar to give our cookies the chewy consistency and give it a nice color, but you can also use light brown sugar if you want a lighter and cakier cookie.
Bring your butter to room temperature before adding it to your sugar. Otherwise, you'll end up with greasy cookies.
Now add in the melted butter in a slow stream and whisk until no brown sugar lumps remain. Then we're gonna add in 1 large egg plus 1 egg yolk. The extra egg yolk adds richness, tenderness, and binds the dough together. Whisk until the sugar is dissolved and you get a lighter color. And finally, you can add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. In a separate bowl, measure in 200 grams or 1 plus 1/4 of a cup of AP flour and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Whisk and set aside. We're gonna pour in the flour mix into the wet ingredients gradually. Just add in half of the flour in first and mix until well incorporated. At this point, I realize it's time to switch to a rubber spatula or a large spoon. The dough will be very soft, yet thick, so it's difficult to work it with a whisk.
There are a few secrets for the best chocolate chip cookies. Number 1, don't use chocolate chips. Instead, opt for a good quality semi-sweet or dark chocolate cut into chunks.
Now it's time for the chocolate. Like I mentioned before, we're gonna use a good quality semi-sweet chocolate bar, about 7 ounces or 200 grams. We're gonna cut it into chunks using a sharp knife. But why not use chocolate chips? Well, most of the time they are a lower quality chocolate and don't taste as good. And second of all, they are generally coated in something to prevent them from sticking to each other, and that prevents them from melting like regular chocolate bits. Fold in the chocolate chunks into your dough. They may not stick to it because of the melted butter, but do your best to combine them. And that's it! Your cookie dough is ready. I know it smells amazing, but try not to eat it all raw. If you want to make a bigger batch, you can freeze the rest of the dough and have it ready for whenever you're craving something sweet, but you don't have the energy to prepare it from scratch. Preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 degrees Celsius. Line 2 large baking sheets with parchment paper or silicone baking mats. Now it's time to scoop our cookies. Using an ice cream scooper, I'm gonna fill it with cookie dough and then place it on the lined baking trays. I have a big ice cream scooper, so I'm gonna end up with huge but even-sized cookies. This ensures all of my cookies bake evenly at the same time. You can press in a few more chocolate chunks on top of your dough balls for the looks. Mine already have more than enough chocolate, so I'm going to skip this part. Make sure to leave enough space in between so they have enough room to spread while cooking. Bake the cookies for 13 to 15 minutes. At the end, the cookies will look very soft and underbaked, but they will continue to cook on the baking tray. So allow them to cool on the cookie sheet for 10 minutes before transferring them to a wire rack to cool completely. These cookies stay fresh at room temperature, covered for up to 1 week. But given how delicious they are and how good they smell, they won't last the day. So grab your glass of milk and enjoy these soft and chewy chocolate cookies.